Hit.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taylor.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a Code Red episode of the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. Dude, I tell you what, by the way, my friend Jesse Martin, who is here after making tons of great money this week, cleaning up after what were the remnants of Ian that was just flooding the shit out of everywhere. So good work on you there. And
Good to be
how
back.
are you doing today?
I can't complain. Tired, man. It's been past 2 weeks. I've kind of been out of the loop on a lot of shit just because storm and cleanup, and even though we didn't get a direct hit from the storm, I live in a coastal area that is prone to flooding, and we flood a lot. We had a lot of downed trees and a lot of damage from floods. So this is the first night I've gotten home before 8:30 at night. So
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, our third wheel, Keith, is also prone to flooding, and he's not here. But Scott just checked in. Scott Hartley just checked in. I'll tell you what, if you want, send a link to Scott real quick. See if he wants to pop in here.
Right.
See if he wants to jump in here and talk about the Titans, because this is a Code Red game. We've got to talk from one continent to the other about what to do about this football team. The Commanders, I'm sorry. They were the football team last year. But Jesus Christ, I can't possibly call them the football team because they don't do anything that resembles a football team. And, you know, I'll tell you this. While you're over there emailing and I've got control of the microphone and the camera and all that sort of thing, I didn't really dig the fucking black uniforms. I know everybody was all excited about that shit.
You didn't?
No, I thought it just doesn't look like my fucking team. And like I said to somebody else once they started to play, that looked like my team. But the black uniforms, I don't know, it looked kind of college. I didn't care for it.
I actually liked them. That was about the only thing that I liked from that day. But yeah, I liked them. It was different. We've been clamoring for a black uniform for years, at least a lot of us. We finally got it, and I liked it. I don't like the W on the front of the helmet, but
that's about the only thing I did like. I did like that. I did kind of like that. Yeah, it's unique. It's not too big.
You're just weird. You're weird.
Well, I do believe that's the reason you guys asked me to be on this show.
That is true.
So, yes, I know.
That is
all right,
true.
No, I didn't really care for it. It doesn't look like anything that's got anything to do with this team ever. Sorry to say. So, except for the way they played. They played just like the 2022 version of the Washington Commanders.
That's true.
So
It's pretty sad.
Well, I know that you were not here on Monday to discuss that absolute debacle. You got any thoughts on that you want to bring forth before we have to move on to the Titans here?
Sure, I sure do. Bear with me here.
All right, I am bearing.
We fucking sucked. That's
That wraps it up.
Yeah.
That's pretty good right in there. All right, so just in your honor, we'll have to give one of these again.
What's that? What the fuck is that? What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Yeah, that was just awful. And with that, I really don't want to talk about that game anymore, except to say that there is a nice, I know it's on commanders.com or whatever they call that website now. And I know it's a team rah-rah thing, but it is Logan Paulson, and he is breaking down some Jamin Davis film and showing how he's starting to pick things up.
Yes.
And I like that. That was a good piece. So check it out if you haven't.
I do like the momentum that Jamin Davis has been showing. You've kind of seen it the past few games. It looks like he's starting to get it now. And if he just continues on this trajectory, I think we've found us a a decent
One guy, anyway.
guy in the linebacker room. Scotty boy, what's going on?
What's good, gentlemen?
You always have to give me 10 seconds to play your intro. All right. Well, he's got that proper British internet going on. I can't complain. Mine's actually working today. But yeah, Scotty, you're all bubbled up.
Are you on Wi-Fi, Scotty? Are you on your Wi-Fi? You should get off the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I think over there, though, it's called the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi.
A little bit. I heard a couple syllables that time. Before, I didn't hear shit. Yeah, I don't know what. Maybe it's StreamYard. I don't know, man. But one thing I do know, it's not me.
No,
it's all of y'all.
Yes, it is. For one, it's Keith's internet. My work computer that I was working this thing on is notorious for that shit, and I finally figured it out. That's what it is. So I'm getting a new computer, but not for the show because I need it. Otherwise, it cost me work. That damn thing crashes. And Scotty's internet sucks. I don't know anything about the internet over in the UK. I don't know. Are you all out of minutes there, mate?
I'm on a wind up.
That's what we call a dial-up over here. They call it a wind-up.
Oh, a wind-up. Hey, that's interesting. Wind-up. See, I was thinking that you were talking about some of those Victorian sex toys you guys have over there. Anyway, all right, so we were talking a little bit about last week, and we don't really want to talk anymore about last week, unless, Scotty, you really have anything that you really want to say and bring everybody down about last week.
I got a left hand up with the commanders.
It sounded about as I would have expected. So I'm just going to have fun fucking with because you know what? I listened to the Eagles podcast that we did, getting crushed by the Eagles, and I heard what it sounds like when my microphone goes stupid. Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make fun of Scott while his does that. All right, so the Titans. This is a code red game. This is a fucking code red game, and it's
code
week
red.
5. It's
Code
absolutely ridiculous.
Code
all right,
red.
so I know that you said you've been out of the loop all week, and you wanted to know some of the stuff that was going on. So I took a few notes. And these are the things that were being discussed mostly over on social media, other than does Stephen A. Smith get his ass eaten? Which I don't know what the fuck it is with people that want to. This was on a game show or a TV show, some talk show. Asking Stephen A. Smith if he eats ass and if he's ever had his ass eaten. I couldn't give a rat shit. Could you?
I mean, no.
I don't know. I couldn't care. It's none of your business if I get my ass eaten. So, anyway,
oh
all right, so number one, Brian Robinson was cleared to play. He's been practicing, and he's been looking pretty good from what they say.
Now, yes, I did hear that. Are they going to activate him on? Well, I know he's activated from the NFI, and he has been cleared to play in practice. Now, are they going to activate him for this game? Is what I think. They need to
there's a specified amount of time that they have to activate him to the active roster, bringing him off.
I'm just talking about they need him to be healthy right now because they need something good. Last week they brought out the black jerseys.
Honestly,
that didn't fucking work.
Mediocre, Jesse. I'll take something mediocre.
That didn't fucking work. So to keep the fans involved. Because listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Not only did I miss a lot of stuff this week due to having to work a lot, but the fact of the matter is I really didn't care to look because there's nothing that's keeping me going right now. In the cesspool that we call social media, I just don't care. I don't fucking care to look. I know it's going to be a fucking shit show on there. So why drag myself down? Why drag myself down even more?
I'll tell you what. It hasn't really been that bad, and I think it's because, like I told you guys last year, because you guys were always cussing about these people on And I kept trying to tell you that the old guy response to all this is fuck off and just move past it. So the nonsense, I don't even pay attention to it anymore. But there's good discussion that's going on about what the hell's going wrong. And that's fun because everybody has a theory about what's going wrong. Frankly, I think they laid it out for us this week. Let me pull up my notes here. This was Scott Turner, right? Scott Turner was asked about whether or not Carson Wentz could call audibles, whether or not he could change anything at the line of scrimmage. And he said, no, we're not looking to do that. We're just trying to get the play called, get to the line of scrimmage, and go fast. And I thought, God damn it. That's what a fucking coach of a 10-year-old's team sounds like. We're just trying to learn the basics of getting out of the huddle on time, getting to the line of scrimmage, calling the play. How do you bring in a veteran quarterback, spend all this money of the salary cap so that you have no depth on the team whatsoever, and you won't let him change anything based on what he sees? He's getting his goddamn head beat in. I'm sorry. This nonsense out of this coaching staff week after week it's maddening. I get coach speak, and I get that they don't want to give any fodder to anybody, but good grief, the problem is I think they think it's all true. They don't let him audible. I think Ron Rivera does think if they just execute better that the shit game plans that they come up with will work. So anyway, that's what do you think about that? Carson Wentz cannot audible.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to think of it. As Carson Wentz, we always were told he was a smart quarterback. Does Carson Wentz have trouble in the offseason picking up the offense? That they don't trust him enough to make the fucking calls? What? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know these things. It's shit we don't know. But
no. Well, he said so. He said no audibles. That's what he said. We don't do that.
But I've always heard that Carson Wentz was very bright. That he seems like that he should be able to do that. So I don't know why.
He's a veteran, and no matter what anybody wants to say, other than a wrinkle or two here and there, you've been in the league as long as he have. You have seen most of what defenses are going to throw at you. All right, you might get fooled here and there, but you're smart enough to be able to at least know that the play you're in is going to get blown up.
What that tells me mainly is they just don't trust him.
Well,
but they shouldn't be trusting themselves at this fucking point.
Dude, when you watch their defense comes out of the huddle and they get in their formation and they stay in it. The linebackers don't move, they don't cheat up, they don't move around, they don't do anything to disguise anything ever. So it's not that I don't think that they don't trust him. I think that they think that they're smarter than everybody. And if you just go up and do it the way we draw it up there, Carson, everything's going to work.
Could be right.
It's getting on my damn nerves.
I will say this, going back to the defense, they haven't been the disappointment in the past couple of weeks that I figured it would be. They've been playing
in some instances,
Yeah, they've been playing better, minus Cole Holcomb.
Oh, God, he's so bad.
I'm at this point where I am not joking anymore. I'd almost rather see John motherfucking Bostic in there than Cole Holcomb at this point.
There was talk today that Kaliki Hudson, I think Nikki Jablava, is that how you say her name?
Javala.
She said that they might be bringing Kaliki Hudson up off of the practice squad. And
got to do fucking something.
Kaliki Hudson, here he comes.
Because I'm sorry, Cole's not fucking working. He's not.
Did you last week the flare out of the backfield to Zeke? He had his back to the quarterback, and he took the wrong guy. He took the tight end cross or the wide receiver, and he knew it, and he pointed at the safety who had already picked this dude up, and you got to go that way. And before he turned around and found out that he had just gotten beat by the running back, way the fuck over there. It's like a clown show watching that guy out there. You can't do it.
Speaking of clown show, I did see this picture, and not to keep harping on last week against Dallas, but it's pretty bad when you have two offensive linemen blocking each other.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture that was going around? I thought that was fucking hilarious. It's sad but fucking funny.
And the thing about it is that Scott Turner won't let Carson Wentz come up and say, look, the guard blocking the tackle play isn't going to work. We should change it right now at the line of scrimmage. He has to call that play. Look, I saw there was I think one of the ones I think it was when Allen got his sack. There's a couple of Cowboys doing the same thing. So I try not that picture is way zoomed in. You can't see the context of anything else.
I know, but it's just funny. It's just like that's such a Commanders fucking thing.
It is. It's like, how's the season going? Like this. That's how it's going.
Yeah, and they look like they're like engaging in real blocks too. That's the whole thing, and it's just fucking hilarious, man. I was died laughing. I'm like, yeah, that's us. What the fuck?
You know, I felt bad because see, here's as a fan now that I have interacted with Jen Leno and she's interacted with the show and all that sort of thing. One of those guys is Charles Leno, so I feel kind of bad about laughing about it because it's like,
yeah,
hey,
but
Charles,
shit,
what the hell
man.
happened to you?
Yeah, but you know, it's like. Come on. I like Charles. I think he's, one of our best offensive linemen. But it just sums up what the season has been so far right there.
Dude,
that one picture.
There's a video of a sack where they've got Bates trying to block what's his name from the Cowboys, god damn it.
Marcus Lawrence.
No, the goddamn linebacker, Mr. All Everything.
Oh, Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons. Jesus Christ! This is what happens when you get old, everybody. Micah Parsons but Bates gets run over, and it's a sack. But in the middle of this sack, you see Norwell out on the other side. Really, literally, he looks like one of the electric football players on the vibrating board when you were a kid. he's just spinning around in place. He's just kind of going like, it's like Jesus Christ. There's not even anybody around him, man.
And there's Keith.
Oh, hey, where's Keith?
The message that's on the video. I just put it up. That's the message in the.
No, we're not going to leave him alone.
No. Never.
Keith is sitting in the Philadelphia International Airport right now, having to deal with all of that. So, enjoy yourself there, buddy.
Yeah, man, we're in trouble. It's going to be a long season from the looks of it, and I'm not going to. I'm along for the ride, obviously, but it's to the point right now. It's like already.
Right. Well, you know why we're along for the ride, because we have this podcast and I'm supposed to say, listen up, sports bettors. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, UFC, and MLB. If you're looking for live in-game betting, incredible odds, daily odds, boosters, props, and parlays, we got them. How about fast payouts and exceptional one-to-one customer service? We got that too. Log into betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. How about that for a segue?
BetUS.com.
BetUS.com. There you go. Man, we got this shit down.
There you go.
All right, so the Titans. I think this is a winnable game.
I do
too. About how bad things are.
I do too, and I think we're going to win this game. I'm being honest. They have to win this game.
They have to win. This game.
And I think they can win this game. I'm not scared of Ryan Tannehill. I don't think they have any weapons outside of Derrick Henry. If they can stop, or not, I shouldn't say stop. If they could limit Derrick Henry, okay? Limit him, and they have a chance. They're not going to stop him. They're not. This could be a big game for Jamin Davis. It's
going to have to be.
And he's going to have to grow a pair of balls.
I think
he's got to show right now that he can go stuff the fucking rusher.
You know how you ever seen those videos of like a small goat decides it's going to fuck with the big goat and they go butt heads. You know how goats do, bam, and the goat gets knocked out, just KO'd. Let's hope that's not Jamin Davis. So, dude, get in there, rough it up with him, knock the shit out of him. All right, who needs to take a Midol? Is that Keith?
That's Keith.
Keith, you're in the airport. Take a Midol. You'll have a good time. Trust me. It's a muscle relaxer. You'll walk around the airport and feel just fine. You'll also won't get any cramps, and you won't be irritable at all to any of the Stewardess is trying to help you. I guess that's a bad word now. The waitress in the sky, you know. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so the Titans have a pretty crappy defense. That's what I'm looking at. And if they are able to scheme a way to just destroy our offensive line, I'm really going to get bent out of shape about things. And I've been bent out of shape about things already on this offensive line. Which brings me to another thing that you missed this week. I don't know, you probably already figured it out, but Sadiq Charles is the starter at left guard going forward, right guard going forward. And Lucas will be playing this week at right tackle because Cosme is
Cosme is out. Yeah, I did hear Cosme is out, and Jahan Dotson will be missing 1 to 2 weeks. That's going to hurt us. We saw a little bit of Diami Brown in the game last week. I was like, what the fuck is he doing out there?
I know.
And then I was like, oh, shit, man. Is there something happened with Jahan? Look, Lucas, I'm not really worried about.
No, I think we're actually in a better shape with Lucas there.
We might be. We might be. We still have money, and I just don't know why we don't go sign Eric Flowers.
I don't either.
Just don't understand it, man. Don't understand it.
That is the biggest mystery of the season so far, is why they have refused to do anything like that. Look, the Bills signed Xavier Rhodes off the street. They needed a cornerback. One of them got hurt. They signed Xavier Rhodes off the street. I'm pretty sure it was the Bills. This dude was a Pro Bowl cornerback, and I mean, he might be long in the tooth, but Jesus Christ, we go raid people. But we go and grab freaking Wild Goose off of a practice squad. Mm-hmm. You know, what are we doing? Why doesn't he try to? It's good enough for the Bills, right? They're a Super Bowl contender. It's good enough for them. How can it not be good enough for us? Let me guess. Because he might not be able to master that fucking amazing defensive scheme of Jack Del Rio's. Christ. I guarantee you he looked at it and thought it was an ancient photograph from 1939. Oh, you mean this is a video? They're going to move? Oh, okay. Anyway, so give me your breakdown of this. What do you think we're going to be able to do? Are we going to be able to run the ball, pass the ball? How are we going to do this?
You know, I do think we're going to be able to run on them. Antonio Gibson hasn't been doing bad at all. If we get Brian Robinson back, that's going to be a huge boost, even if it's only for 6 to 10 touches. But we got to control the clock, run the ball, short passes, and long drives. Mm-hmm. That's how we're going to do it, and then limit Derrick Henry. I mean, that's got to get Terry involved early. That's the thing. Jahan's not going to be there. Our touchdown machine, Jahan Dotson, is going to be out. So I know their defense is going to key in on Terry, but we still have a weapon in Curtis Samuel, who's been playing well all season long. But you got to try to figure out how to get Terry involved and have him involved really early in the game.
I totally agree. I also would say that even if Robinson, I want to see more of Williams. I'll tell you what, every time Williams is in there and gets the ball, that dude moves forward. Whether he hits a pile or not, he finds a hole. He's a true running back. I think he might not be as good as Robinson, but I think he's every bit as effective when he gets a chance. But they just don't give him too much of a chance. I would rather, if Robinson's not going to play, and even if he is going to play, I would like to see more of Gibson used as a gadget back. Something like that. Bring in some 2-back sets and let Gibson work out of the backfield that way, and they don't know whether the hammer's coming or whether here comes the dancer or whether it's a pass. I like that guy, and I want to see more of that. We've got weapons. We know this. We've got all kinds of weapons, and they keep giving me excuses as to why they don't use them.
You know who else who has not been utilized as much as he should have or has been in the past is that's J.D. McKissick.
There's no time to put him in. They need him in there to block.
That's true, but got to figure out something. We're gonna have 3 backs that can play. Let's be a little creative here. You got 4 people you can put in the backfield right now. You got Robinson if he plays, Gibson, McKissick, Samuel, Williams. I mean, that's 5. I can't count. But shit.
I was going to say. I got that many fingers, dude. I can do that.
you can mix it up, do something. But we got to sustain drives. You got to give your offensive line some confidence because they lack that right now.
Dude, last week, all right, our first drive started out halfway decent. We gained we had 2 first downs. We gained 22 yards right off the bat. And then we lost 21 on the very next 2 plays. And it's holy shit. So net 1, punt. The next drive, we went forward 3 yards and then back 12 or 15. All this offense does is go the other way. They go back.
119 or 120 some yards in penalties last week as well too. Got to eliminate the penalties.
They got to eliminate the penalties, but I would have liked it a little better. And I'm not going to say that the refs gave the Cowboys the game because that's cheesy ass fucking loser's excuse. But I would like it a little better if they would call it a little more equally. If you're going to call these penalties on Washington, I get it. It's holding, but I see the same damn thing happening on the other side. James, or was it? It might have been Obata, got grabbed from behind. I mean, the dude's just holding on to him by the hips. They called us for the very same thing on the next drive. All right, so Scott is back. Hang on a second. We got to get Scott in here. All right. And we have once again Scott Hartley joining us from Jolly, UK.
Well, I hope this is a lot better. I don't know if you can hear me any better with this or not. I'm not sure.
What was that? I'm just kidding. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Right from Horseshoe Furnace or whatever the place was called. I can't remember. I know the furnace part.
Yeah, Barrow in Furnace, yeah.
Barrow in Furnace, that's right. That's a bad place to put your house.
Yeah, it's a busy week. Wife's gone to see my sister-in-law, so...
you got the house to yourself, huh?
No,
so
you kids.
I was about to say, you could run around naked and no one would give a shit.
He's watching British porn, Jesse.
To be honest with you, you wouldn't be missing much anyway, so there you go.
Come on in, love, and give me a good fat rogering.
All right, so we're talking about the Titans, and we're hoping to give them a good hard rogering. So what do you think? Have you paid any attention to the Titans at all this year?
Not a great deal. I know that Tannehill's not been very good, and everything seems to be running through Derrick Henry. But I think it's a really hard task. But if you can stop the King running the ball, then you've got a chance, really.
We were saying this earlier. I don't think we're going to stop Derrick Henry. I just think we have to limit the damage that he does to us. Try to limit him to 75 yards and a touchdown. If we can do that, we've got a chance.
I think Daron Payne should go out on the first drive and bite him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fucking bite him right on the goddamn leg. Tell him it's
don't send Daron. Send a like a fourth stringer in there. That's right. It gets suspended.
We can't afford to lose one though. That's the problem. Yeah, send David Mayo in and say, hey, go in there, hit him and bite him. Just dive on the pile after he's already gone past.
I don't know. We might need David Mayo to play if Cole Holcomb fucking sucks it up again.
Dude, can you hear yourself? God damn it. The fact of the matter is those words were said inside one of our coaches' frickin' meeting rooms, and nobody went, dude, do you hear yourself? Jack Del Rio said that.
Put fucking John Bostic in. Fuck it.
Yeah, we might need David Mayo if Cole Holcomb can't go. Jesus Christ.
No, I was saying we might need Mayo if Cole Holcomb sucks again.
It doesn't make it any better. Yeah, Cole Holcomb. All right, supposedly Cole Holcomb, and once again, he is the leader in our in tackles on our team, right? Which again, I always see the tackles, but I always see the back of his jersey when he's making them because he's getting fucking dragged another 2 yards after he makes.
So that's what people don't They always throw out the Cole Holcomb leads the team in tackles stat. Okay.
They're 7 yards downfield. So what?
Yeah, that's the whole fucking point, man. There's context to fucking everything.
Right. That's right. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's when you've got Cole Holcomb matched up against the bloody wide receiver, Yeah, in the end zone. I mean, what are you expecting? You know.
Yeah, exactly. He made the most of it, though. On the replay, he ran straight into the camera, so we got to know exactly who it was that got fucking roasted for a touchdown.
Scotty froze like this.
He did?
He did. He was. He's not frozen no more.
Scott, tell him he's got the worst English accent you've ever heard.
Well, I think, you both have, to be fair. I mean, we're all very different. We're both very different. We all either sound like the Queen or Dick Van Dyke. Yeah.
I always get a kick out of it when folks talk like they're Americans and they all make us sound like we're from goddamn Texas or some stupid shit like that.
Yeehaw there, bub.
So, anyway, now we're way off the subject. Way to go, Scott.
Sorry.
That's all right. All right, so do you think we can protect against this defensive line? Let me look up what they've got in terms of stats. Let's see here. They're really not very good at things.
Have you seen who they've got out for the game, though? They've got quite a few starters, I believe, that aren't in this game. So it'll be quite interesting to see that. And I know Treylon Burks can't go, but I've seen the outs before someone posted them. So I think they're missing 5 starters from what I'm led to believe. But with Cosme being out as well, that depth's not great at all.
Yeah, but Lucas, I think, is a good stand-in tackle.
Honestly, go ahead. Sorry.
It could be better. You know, Cosme has not been playing well this year at all. So I don't think we're going to lose anything from Lucas being in. The bigger worry is our interior offensive line. You know, I think Leno is a much better left tackle than he has shown the past few games. And listen, not to keep punching them in the gut, but they've played some pretty stout defenses, and these D lines that the past couple of weeks they've gone up against, they're no joke. I mean. The Eagles' defense is very tops in the league, especially their defensive line, and Dallas leads the league in sacks. So take that for what it is, but they still got to play better.
Everybody got them.
Yeah, I agree. But doesn't Tennessee's defense give up the most in passing yards?
They do.
The NFL? Yeah,
but that's not how we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game on the ground.
I agree.
We have to. We have to.
We would think so. But what Scott Turner might be sitting there looking at is, oh my God, these guys can't stop the pass. Okay, but we can't protect the quarterback. But he's not allowing a professional quarterback with 8 or 7 years experience to go out and change a play that he knows is a dog at the line of scrimmage.
But two wrongs don't make a right, and the same thing as well, John, is what we're missing here, and we're not going through, is that since the injury to our centre,
Roulier?
Roulier, Chase, sorry, my mind escaped me there for a second. He called all the plays. So now you're putting that on Carson to do the audibles, the kill, all that at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, adjusting the line, yeah.
Exactly that.
He's allowed to adjust the line.
Yeah, what we do have something coming that might help, and Larson's going to come back, and he's a very, very capable center, and hopefully, he gets back. They can. Did Schweitzer go into IR?
I don't know.
He did, He did. He went on a short-term IR for the concussion.
So if Roulier is going to be out for the season, I heard there's surgery probably coming. If we can get Larson back, I think he's a very capable center, and he has played well for us before. Get him back. Schweitzer, if he's on short term, kick him over to guard, and we might be able to dig out of this hole that we've put ourselves in.
Schweitzer's a better guard than he is a centre. That's a certainty.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He looks good at guard. But you have to think
what I hear is that our offensive line calls are so fucking complex that we can't teach them to our second string center. We can't teach them to our emergency center, right? That we can't even give him anything that he can work with. these again. I get flummoxed by this fucking coaching staff. I really have no idea what it is that they're doing.
The whole thing is the past 3 years, man. This offensive line has been really good under the coaching staff. The offensive line coach hasn't changed. What has though is
personnel.
Masco's still the coach.
Look, but you take Eric Flowers out of there, and as much as we knew Brandon Sheriff was always going to miss 5 or 6 games every year, you can't replace him with something like Trey Turner and Andrew Norwell. It's unconscionable. It's almost like neglectful. They replaced him with shit. And they said one of the things that Ron said this week is you have to look at who we have and what we're trying to do. And I'm thinking, we have who you brought here. Yeah. Change what you're doing if they can't do it. And why the fuck did you bring them here? Sorry.
What I find interesting on that, though, as well, is that Chase Roulier has agreed to a $3 million cut in his contract, possibly so that we can go out and find replacements off the street, guys kicking it out on the couch. So why aren't you looking at Eric Flowers? Exactly. Why aren't you looking at someone like that?
It's maybe Eric Flowers doesn't want to come back here.
Possibly, but he's beat sitting on the couch.
Since he's gone, though, we don't have a guy we have finesse guys. We don't have a guy who's in there to beat it on someone, to put his hands on someone and throw them backwards and say, I don't give a shit what I'm here, you're not passing me. We don't have that in the line.
Scotty said we don't have a guy to beat it.
He also said that Andrew Norwell and Trey Turner are finesse guys, and I'm wondering if finesse means clumsy fucking fat oafs over in the UK. It just doesn't translate well over here.
Well, Trey Turner's been on roller skates all year.
Trey Turner on roller skates would be funny.
That's why he is on the bench.
Yes. Yeah. And don't you feel like Ron is looking at Sonny Charles going, okay, son, this is your 7th chance. Come on. Get out there and show me what you can do. I don't have much faith there. It'll be better than Turner, but better than Turner is a very low bar.
And it sucks because Turner didn't have a bad year last year. He played well with the Steelers, and Norwell played decent with the with Jacksonville too. Maybe just age is catching up with them. And we know Turner had some injuries in the offseason. Who knows? So who knows? But anyways,
they look out of shape. They just look like they're floating around. Because they didn't get any camp in or anything like that. So let me see. I'm looking at what we're supposed to do on the show today, and I guess it's going to be X Factors, right? I don't have a sounder for X Factor, so we have to do it ourselves. Ready, Scott? Ready to go? X Factor.
Yeah. X Factor.
There we go. All right.
X Factor.
So, now that the excitement has built.
For our 6 listeners, yeah.
Yeah, well, who fucking cares?
Who cares?
Right, honestly, I never look at how many people are watching and listening because I couldn't care less. I'm sitting here talking with you two guys about the game and having a good time.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So, all right. So, Scott, why don't you start us off? X Factor. Let's go with Commanders' offense.
Offensively, Gibson has to be. The ball has to be in his hands. He has to keep hold of the ball, and we have to run the damn ball. Run the ball.
Run the ball.
As Sherman said the other night, run the ball.
That's right.
That's how we win this game.
Jesse, what about you? Offensive X Factor.
Even though I think this game has to be won on the ground, I'm going to say Terry McLaurin. He's going to be an X factor in the beginning. He's got to get involved early and get involved often. Got to get your playmakers the ball, and he's the number one playmaker we have on this team. He's got to be involved. They're going to run the ball to be able to open up the pass, and Terry McLaurin has to be the one to break open the dam.
All right. So my X factor offensively, X factor is it's got to be our 2 guards. They've got to be able to shore up the center of that offensive line, give Carson Wentz time so that he can be an X factor and not be fucking yippy back there and getting nervous and throwing high and throwing outside. Let him settle in and let him throw. So that's my X factor. Protect the fucking quarterback. All right. And now I'll just throw it open I guess we can do defensive X factors. Go ahead. Let's go with you, Jesse. Defensive X factor for the Commanders.
Jamin Davis. He's got to play a pivotal role in stopping Derrick Henry. Davis is big, strong. He's fast, and he's got to man up and fucking put his head on the ball. Let's go. And I am going to predict that Jamin Davis forces a fumble on Derrick Henry this game.
We need to. We haven't even forced a fumble onto the ground.
No, we've had, let's see, we had one interception this year.
2 called back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. What about you, Scott? Who's your defensive X factor?
I need to see Montez Sweat. I need to see him do something. I've seen your tweets, which really are highly delightful. Here's Montez Sweat on a beach. Here's Montez Sweat on a boat. He's been invisible.
So relaxed, doesn't he?
I mean, look, he's getting pressures, which is great. We just have to see him finish and get to the quarterback.
He's one of the tops in the league in pressures. It's crazy, but he's been a ghost.
Yep. All right, so my defensive X factor is going to be William Jackson III. Dude, X factor as in X cornerback. You understand that? If you fuck this game up, I swear to God, I will be buying you the bus ticket. You were so badly burnt by CeeDee Lamb last week. People said, "Oh, it's you got to." There is no excuse for that. He got turned around so bad, he got run off by 6 yards, and nobody. Bobby McCain was like, "Oh shit, that's my spot." Whatever.
They have nobody. They have nobody lining up on the outside that should scare any one of these cornerbacks.
It doesn't make any difference. We are the get-right team right now until we show otherwise. All right,
do you change it up there then and put St. Juice?
I loved how St. Juice played against the Eagles.
Agreed.
He's had a very very good year this year. I just don't know who you're going to put in the slot if you kick St. Juice to the outside because fucking Wild Goose ain't. You're gonna have the same guy. You're gonna have the same problems with William Jackson III in the slot as you're gonna have as he has with on the outside. He's just not quick enough.
Let me tell you. The bottom line for me is Rashawn Wild Goose can't be any worse than falling down while a guy catches a touchdown right in front of him. Of which, by the way, Ron Rivera said he's got to work a little harder on staying with the pass as the play. And it's like, dude, you can't even teach them to stay on their goddamn feet. So
$13 million a year.
I think what they ought to do is they ought to take Fuller and put Fuller back at safety. I wouldn't care what Derek Forrest, man. Derek Forrest is a badass son of a bitch. Let him play wherever the fuck you think he can do it.
Yeah, you might try McCain in the slot. You might try McCain in the slot.
Something like that, or run some kind of a hybrid defense that really doesn't have to have a cover corner directly in the slot. But you got to utilize the talent that you have. And if your talent has been built to the point where you're looking at me in year 3 and saying, you got to look at who we got. William Jackson III was a premier free agent. He was the highest rated cornerback in free agency that year. We went right out and got him. What? All right, what? He forgot how to play football? I can't believe that. All right, so X factor for the other team. I don't care what it is, offense, defense. Scotty, give me what yours.
For the other team, Derrick Henry, obviously. Derrick Henry.
That's
what you need to say, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the X factor right there. Jesse, you agree? Stop Derrick Henry, you stop the Titans.
Put Tannehill on his ass.
That's right.
You stop him, get him in his head so he can't throw the ball, and then load the box and stop fucking Derrick Henry.
I completely agree. All right, I do have an email here to the show. Dear listeners of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, excuse me, get this out here. Fresh off the press. Dear listeners of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, we are so fucking sorry. We will never do that again. Sincerely, Prime Video and their team that put the Broncos and Colts on last night. Jesus Christ. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk about the NFL. We're going to talk about our picks, of which I had so much trouble with my goddamn system last week. I don't know what y'all picked. and I'm glad because I got my ass kicked last week. So, yay, we get to start all over again. All right, so tomorrow afternoon around 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Well, we'll probably keep it around 4 o'clock for Scotty because I know you're out late. I mean, it's
Across the pond. See, my
right.
my accent's getting better.
Is
it?
You're doing well.
It's getting better.
He's-
It's getting bloody better.
The guys have got the early game on Sunday as well. Green Bay in London, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, that's right.
Couple
You
of
guys
our-
are over there with the
couple of our
Giants.
boys are going. Yeah, a couple of our boys are going to that one too, so it'll be quite interesting.
Yeah, I got
That's
money.
good.
I got money on the Green Bay game. Green Bay smacks the shit out of Daniel Jones. So.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd like to see them smack the shit out of the Giants, knock them down a little bit, because if we're not going to be able to help ourselves, I mean, really, we're coming to a portion of the schedule here where if what we just faced was hard, we've got a chance now to get back to 3-3. You know, it's in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
At that point, things start to look different. We'll see how it goes at then. All right,
Yeah.
so go Commanders. I guess what is it? Left hand up.
Left hand up, that's it.
Left hand up. I don't care. I do not like this bullshit about him of trying to take the old theme song or the old fight song and transform it into this new piece of shit. I've said all along, I want things like that to develop organically, and whether you like that song, that Left Hand Up song, or not, dude, those guys fucking put it together. That was all right. I kind of like it. And I think in the stadium, that would be good. Left hand up. You know, if we score, left hand up. Everybody jump around. That's fun. All right. So you got anything left?
No.
Scotty, you got anything left? All right, you got a
Not
house
from
full
me,
of
guys.
nobody. All right, I can see the bottle
Yeah,
of
it's-
Jergens right behind your head.
The box of tissues on the side. It's all good.
All right, mates. We'll see you tomorrow.
Get the
See you
beach
tomorrow.
towel. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you
Tomorrow.
later. Bye.
Later.